To be fair, controlling your penises, specifically your own penis, the singular, not the plural, is just one component in a broader framework for shaping your own destiny. So, before we dive in, I think it's really important that we ground this and I set the stage with one of the most transformational quotes I've ever had the pleasure to come across. From the father of Taoism, Lao Tzu. What's your thoughts? They become your words. What's your words? They become your actions. What's your actions? They become your habits. What's your habits? They become your character. What's your character? It inevitably becomes your destiny. This insight resonates very deeply with me because it is essentially a blueprint for reverse engineering the life that you want. Much of my own seemingly modest success and satisfaction in life comes from inhabiting this particular approach, clarifying my goals with precision, and then breaking them down into actionable steps. No task can be too overwhelming if you dissect it carefully into manageable and palatable pieces. The reverse engineering philosophy also forms the core of my work with actually a lot of the clients that I manage at the moment, creating detailed binder maps through Obsidian, through Xmind, to show exactly how their daily action actually aligns with the person that they have aspirations to be and inhabit, like the clothes they don every single day. Now, I don't want you to confuse this because it's not just about action. It's about understanding how that action's relationship to their larger vision of their self is communicated, making the journey more emotionally meaningful and motivating and compelling. When they see this interdependence clearly, it reinforces their commitment and makes their path feel grounded in truth. Therefore, execution is easy. You see, here's the thing. If you're like most people, you know vaguely what you should be doing. But the dissonance comes when you lack the emotional charge to see it through. That's why what I'm describing to you is so powerful that you integrate. Now think back to this idea of dictrol as destiny control. The wisdom of Lao Tzu's words, especially in the first two lines, perfectly frames this concept. Thoughts are often seen as the seeds of our emotion, including lust, including desire, including our longing. Now, by observation of those thoughts, we can better understand the inception point of the sexual reflex. This self awareness becomes the basis for greater control of our instincts, enabling us to navigate our lives with intention, mastery, rather than mere reactivity. What is often sabotaging your destiny is allowing that emotion of lust, craving, and desires dominate your good heart in the way you're constantly diverting your energy, focus, and consciousness towards something trivial and temporary. These distractions are like pebbles on the path to your goals, to self realization. You're forever tripping over them, slowing yourself down, procrastinating, rather than channeling those resources into achieving what is of true importance. When you indulge in these minor urges, you're effectively inviting delay into your own success. Like, meditate on that. To entertain lust is to entertain inertia. So, how do we realize our agency? It is essential to recognize that the thought process cannot be concluded entirely, but you can cultivate a certain mastery over them, placing less weight on impulsive thoughts by shifting your focus away from mere reaction. Most people rarely give themselves this time to think critically. You confuse rumination with insight. I was talking recently about this with a client. They felt that their constant thinking was the source of their stress, when in fact the problem was with identifying with every fleeting impulse instead of directing their mental energy intentionally through observation of the thought, to look at it critically as a singular thing in and of itself and forego the identification process. Gentlemen, This is critical for you to understand. Many of you do not have the mental bandwidth to both have a thought, observe the thought, and then evaluate the value of the thought, especially when you're multitasking. You can develop this eventually, but the average man goes about his day believing he is tied to his fate when he experiences a fleeting thought of desire whilst cussing out children on Call of Duty lobby. You need more consciousness to be able to achieve this, which is why the medium of meditation is inseparable as a practice for penis control. My advice is to make it easy. Put meditation opportunities always in your proximity. Stack them with habits that are already ingrained in your nervous system. After you brush your teeth, before you go to bed, when you take your supplements. Do not overcomplicate this theory. Select a meditation object, such as the breath. 1 rep is equal to the time you're aware of the mind drifting and then bringing it back. Thinking about what you need to do tomorrow and then recognizing the object of meditation is the breath. 1 repetitions. Can you do 20 repetitions of that? Mental noting can equally be of enormous insight and resource. There will be themes in the thoughts that arise. After the meditation, you can go back and evaluate the more frequent thoughts. More times you'll recognize that they are baseless. Now we know a clear system for ascertaining a particular destiny, which is revealed in thought. However, I would preface Lao Tzu's initial quote with this amendment: watch your breath, they become your thoughts. Isn't it interesting how most meditation objects are centered in breath? Breath, which can be coincidentally automatic and conscious too. If you recall states of anxiety, what does your breath reflect? If you recall states of calm, what does the breath reflect? Conscious control of breath influences thought, influences emotion, and subsequently influences destiny. I've been practicing pranayama for around 2 years now, and nothing has been more influential with what I would describe as state control than this. You can find guided practices on breath control for sexual energy transmutation, specifically actually through Patreon below. But I wanted to give you something very simple that perhaps you will not, perhaps you would have heard of before. Box breathing describes a inhalation of 4 seconds, a holding for 4 seconds, an exhalation for 4 seconds, a holding for 4 seconds. What I enjoy about this simple breath control practice is it harmonizes both the sympathetic branch of the nervous system and the parasympathetic branch of the nervous system, meaning the effect of doing this for 5 minutes only induces a calm but not sleepy state. That's how I would describe it. If you would like to hear other variations that you can leverage for emotional control, you can drop the comment prana below. In the meantime, control your breath, control your thoughts, control your penis, and your penis will serve you instead of you serving it. No theories today, gentlemen. Facts. Speak soon.